Hello, everyone, and welcome to Money Matters. If you like making money and learning about crypto and investing, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button as well. Let's get started. This channel is, of course, devoted to your financial freedom. Disclaimer, this is not financial or investment advice. If you need such advice, please consult an accredited financial advisor. All right, taking a look at the top coins here today. Um, I think everybody would pretty much admit it's boring. Nothing too exciting. Things are kind of stabilizing from the activity over the weekend. Bitcoin is moving back and forth in the mid 50s, and it seems to be staying very solid. I think we're going to see that for the near term fairly consistently, while people start to regain their excitement and courage to watch the prices go higher. Um, it's nice to see some of the altcoins have separated and moved up a little bit as well. Monero was one to note. They had a pretty decent jump today. And I'm hoping and soon that we'll see the altcoins all start to separate and move up. But again, I don't think that's going to happen until after we get a retest from Bitcoin. That's probably another big drop and then a retrace, or if we just go above 60,000 and then head into price discovery where we just move right into the mid 70s. So if that's the case, I think the altcoins will follow as well. And one thing to note this time around is that the altcoins have been tracing fairly closely to Bitcoin, which is a bit unusual, especially at this point in the game. But as long as we keep an eye on it, we should be good to go with respect to exiting. Let's take a look in the news. And I thought this was kind of exciting. I'm a Venmo fan. I use it all the time. Send money back and forth to my kids, or if I owe somebody, money or splitting something or whatever. It's a great app. I use it all the time. I'm not really sure why it ended up being the number one app that I use, but it works well. Anyway, PayPal owns them, and they just announced that they are allowing customers to buy, sell, and hold Bitcoin, Ether, and Litecoin within their Venmo wallet, so to speak. I think this is pretty cool. Venmo will let users buy, sell, and hold Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies within the Venmo app using funds from their balance, a connected bank account, or a debit card. Uh, uh, they must be identified. In other words, you have to make sure that they can report you to the IRS. So it's nothing different than it would be for Coinbase or something like that. Crypto purchases can be made for as little as $1, but each purchase has a minimum fee of 50 cents, and users are limited to 20,000 in cryptocurrency purchases each week and 50,000 over the course of a year. So they've really put a cap on the amount of money that you can move back and forth. But it's nice to have that little venue to put money in, or for folks who don't have a full base Coinbase account or something like that. This is a great on ramp into actually owning cryptocurrencies. So, and you can buy it and sell it too. So it's really cool news. Um, this I thought was unusual for this type of an application. They don't support peer-to-peer crypto trades and transfers, and I have a funny feeling that that has to do with tracking transactions and where the money is going, et cetera, and so forth, through an unmanned or uncontrolled central network. I think we might see that in the future. It'll probably come piggyback some other project that has to do with intermingling traditional fiat finances and crypto, but I think that will be coming. Another thing is you can't transfer Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies from other exchanges, like from your Coinbase account or your Binance account into Venmo, which I guess is another reason they're trying to avoid the transactions within the crypto sphere outside of what they control. But very interesting news anyway. The hot topic for today, and this is something I wanted to put together for a very specific reason, is Gate.io. Gate.io is a cryptocurrency exchange. It's one of the oldest. It started in about 2013. It went through a rebranding, I think it was in 2018. And it's known for being a very robust platform. And you can do tons of things. It has a lot of cryptocurrencies that are listed on their exchange. You can do margin trading with leverage, all types of advanced financial transactions, including lending and borrowing. So it's a very interesting platform, and I wanted to kind of bring it to light for a very specific reason, but it does have a lot of capacity to do a lot of different things and to truly meet all the needs that people have if they chose to use this exchange exclusively. Um, let's go through these one by one, because you'll see that the benefits that the platform provides are kind of telling in a very specific sense. And the first one outlines everything: the number of cryptocurrencies that are available. Gate.io is a go-to exchange for people who want to buy altcoins. Obscure altcoins or projects that are just getting kicked off, or they might be sub-projects of something like Polkadot or Cardano or some other bigger project. But if you're looking for a coin like on CoinGecko and you're doing some research on it, and you go down to the market tab and you click on that to see what exchanges these particular coins are available on, you won't see these coins listed on or Binance or Coinbase, but you'll see, like Uniswap, and you'll see Gate.io. So it's my go-to exchange for obscure altcoins and coins I can't find listed in other places. I do have an account there, and I opened it up specifically for that reason. So, and it's worked very well in terms of that functionality for me every single time. Functionality, this is another a big deal, because they do have the ability to do so many different things in this exchange. Leverage trading, there's just a ton of different functionality. I've looked at it in depth a couple of times, but to be really honest with you, the interface is not the most user-friendly that you could ever imagine. And it's a bit convoluted, but once you get the hang of it, it is very, very powerful. And again, it's something that could be the end all be all for whatever your exchange needs may be. It has relatively low fees. It's about 0.2% of the total order. It's not the lowest across the board, but I would say on average, it's more than competitive. It's lower than most of the big boys, that's for sure. Security, I've investigated the hell out of it. I haven't found any issues with security whatsoever. They've been around, think about it, since the old days when exchanges were being hacked continuously, and they've never had an issue. And I think that they've put a lot of money, a lot of brain power and personnel around the security of their exchange, and which is a testament to their time on the market. And it's good peace of mind when you're going to sleep knowing that your crypto is safe. They do have really good customer support as far as crypto exchanges go. They have a 24/7 chat, and they also have a big repository of information on their website. You can dig through and try to find the answers that you're looking for. And if worse comes to worse, you can submit a support ticket. And I've never submitted one, but I'm sure that the time to get back is probably within 24 hours. That's typically what you'll find. If you look at the interface, and I made mention of this just a little while ago, the functionality is tremendous. There's so much going on that it can be very intimidating. However, if you do take the time to learn it, if you do take the time to play around with it, you'll see that the functionality is there if you want it. And you certainly can do things like just, simple buying and selling. If that's your game, which is my game. I don't do any leverage trading at all in crypto. I don't have the stomach, the brain, nor the nerves to handle that sort of thing. But if I was, I would probably look to this exchange versus something smaller that, I think that I'm going to say Bybit's probably the biggest player in the market right now with respect to that. And in fact, I have to say I do have an account there, not for leverage trading per se, but it's for testing a trading bot, which I've designated that I will purchase a subscription to and see how it does once we roll out of the bull market into more of a bear market. I figure, well, heck, if you can make money in a bear market with a machine learning AI bot, then you've got something going for yourself. So I'll let you know how that goes. But anyway, it is a bit intimidating. But once you get the hang of it, I think that you'd be fine. I'd be curious to know, and you can leave a comment down below, what exchange you use or exchanges that you use. I was running through mine today, and Coinbase Pro is my go-to. I have Kraken for my Polkadot, and I have Uphold, which was for XRP, but I had like Cardano and some other coins on there as well. I have BitBuy, I have Gate.io, and I have Binance. And you might find this weird, but I find Binance to be the most confusing of them all. And I think it's because they're building their own internal ecosystem, and they're doing it very well too. It's very profitable for them. And I admire them for doing that. And I think Coinbase is kind of following in some of those venues, but I just don't find it to be the most user-friendly interface. And it's probably because I've been using Bitcoin Pro um, since I started. So it's just what you like, I suppose. Let's go into some of the pros and cons, because I really tried to make a list that was concise and would help you to identify things that you would want to look for. And this is more if you want to use this exchange for something outside of purchasing altcoins that aren't available on other exchanges, which is, again, why I use this particular exchange. They do have the largest listing that I've seen of coins available to purchase. So hands down, that is the number one reason why I use it. It does have a million different functional features that you can use if you care to learn them, which is great. So if you did decide to go with them permanently or as your go-to exchange, you could rest assured know that you'd be able to do anything you need to do. They have a wonderful platform. They do have a good mobile app platform. I checked that out, and it was very intuitive, and it was actually, I think, a little bit easier to use than the desktop version. And they have good customer support venues. I haven't used their customer support, but they do have a lot of options available. Cons, and this one I'm still perplexed by. No fiat deposits. I'm not really sure what the reasoning behind that is. Maybe it's because it's in China and there's some sort of regulation specific to certain exchanges. I really don't know. It's unregulated, which, to be honest with you, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing in this day and age, but it usually gives you peace of mind knowing that some government is trying to look into what's happening. But I really don't take that off as a con, because I think the fewer people who are involved in it, as long as it's a legitimate exchange, go forth and conquer. I did a lot of research on who works there and who owns what, and I couldn't find anything. So they're keeping their identities very hidden, which always leads one to speculate on all kinds of things. But it has been around a long time. It has been successful. So they have something going for themselves. I don't use them, again, for my main exchange. I use them just for one specific purpose, and that purpose suits me well. But that may be something that somebody might want to consider looking at. We've talked ad nauseum about the interface. They could do some, UI development on that and make it a little bit more intuitive and user friendly. But it may not be the market that they're looking for. That might not be the customer that they're really reaching for. So that may be why they haven't changed that or looked into it. And I would definitely not recommend this site for beginners. If you're a beginner just looking to get into altcoins and purchase those, I think it's fine. It's not that hard to use. But if you're looking to make this your main exchange, I would caution you to really take the time to learn the interface. And just to reiterate, the reason why I use this particular exchange, and it works perfectly for me, is to find those golden gems that have yet to take off within altcoins and different projects that I research, and before they're available on any major exchanges. So you can get them when their market cap's low, get them when the price is low, and then when they blow up to a big exchange, you're going to make all kinds of money, and then you can just retire. Okay, let's take a look at what we've talked about. Bitcoin is meandering in the mid 50s and will most likely stay there for the foreseeable future. And consolidation is not a bad thing. I think that it's a good point for people to regain their scruples and take a big breath and not get too overly excited about the activities in the recent past. And I think that we'll probably stay here for a week or two. And then we should start to be making some moves as soon as the market sentiment changes and people become a bit more excitable. Maybe a news story breaks, some FOMO comes out or whatever. Big news with PayPal's Venmo app now as a repository or a gateway or on-ramp to cryptocurrency for customers. And I think they mentioned that they had like 70 million customers, which is a pretty fair number for an app like that. But that's That's direct access to the crypto markets for 70 million people who may or may not have had access to it before. So it's fantastic. It won't be the first and it won't be the last. I think it's going to be the wave of the future, and you'll see a lot of financial applications or even verticals going into the market in some aspect or another. Gate.io, we talked about that. Gate.io, we talked about that, and what a wonderful resource it is for being able to pick up altcoins when you can't pick them up anyplace else. It's a great place to go. I use it, and I would definitely recommend it for that specific activity. And finally, I think to take advantage of this slow period and relax, take a couple of deep breaths and enjoy the ride. We're still in a bull market. Nobody's, losing all of their money. We have lots of bright things to look forward to, and it's always good to be able to sit back and take a deep breath and reevaluate where you are. I would highly recommend that you look at your exit plan if you are dealing with specific coins for this particular bull market, especially altcoins. Revisit your exit plan, and look at your risk mitigation as well, especially when you start to sell out of your coins. What do you plan on doing with your money? Are you going to leave it on an exchange? Are you going to go into stable coins? Are you going to roll it into Bitcoin? Are you going to stake it? Are you going to try to, do something with it to earn some returns? So it's a good time to take a step back and reassess where you are and where you'd like to go. Scammers, be careful. They're always looking for your money, your identity. You've got to be wary 100% of the time, every single day. And finally, as always, winners never quit and quitters never win. Always give your very best effort to overcome the challenges that you face in life. I hope you had a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.